Good morning.
We are going to continue, guys, because this week is the last. Actually, or tomorrow or Wednesday we finish, and we will do the exam on Thursday and Friday, the oral exam. Okay. So we are just 2 days, 3 days to finish the semester. Okay, guys, because we have exams coming. All right, so let's open our book. We will be working on the last unit. Have you ever? Yeah. Last class, we checked this part. Yeah. Present perfect. Yeah. Remember that present perfect is always with the verb in past participle. No, they have already bought. They have finished packing. They haven't finished packing yet. They haven't finished packing yet. Have you emailed your aunt yet? She's just emailed back. No. Already, just and yet, those are expressions that we can use in present perfect, sorry. So this part, we didn't do it, the last part here of the conversation. So listen and complete the conversation.
12.5. Just, already, and yet. 1,
Have you finished packing?
No, not yet. I've only just started.
2,
Do you need to buy a new backpack?
No, I've already got one. I bought it last week.
3,
Have you heard from your aunt yet?
Yes, I've just had an email from her, but I haven't read it yet.
12.5. Just, already, and yet. 1,
Have you finished packing?
No, not yet. I've only just started.
2,
Do you need to buy a new backpack?
No, I've already got one. I bought it last week.
So
3,
Have you heard from your aunt yet?
Yes, I've just had an email from her, but I haven't read it yet.
no, not yet.
Yes,
I've only
I just started.
just started. Do you need to buy a new backpack?
Already.
I've already got one. I've already got one. I bought it last week. Have you heard from your aunt
Yet.
Yet.
Yes.
I've just had
An email from her, but I haven't read it yet.
Already.
Yet. Todavía. Oh, aún, remember, not already. Already is when you say you finish the actions. Yeah. You have done the actions. Yep. Okay. So we're going to do we're going to cover the website that we had for last Friday. It was about present perfect. So let me open. Yeah, the same website, guys, that I shared last class. So we're going to cover that. Supposedly you finish exercise 1 and 2. Yeah, now exercise 3 and 4, please. Yeah, because we need to practice, we need to, it has to be crystal clear as water. It has to be crystal clear as water, present perfect. So exercise number 3. Write the sentences with the words below using present perfect time. For example, he's lost his keys. Mhm. And the second one, oh, he has lost. Both are correct. Ambas son correctas. He's lost his. I haven't had. Ahí no tiene el verbo, pero es haven't had coffee this morning. Yeah. Okay, so do the rest. Some of them are questions. Algunas son preguntas, so be careful about that. Please be careful. Where here is a question, yeah, and the other are positive sentences, and there is the only one negative is number 2. Okay, so do the rest, please. Exercise number 3 and exercise number 4. Complete the sentences using present perfect form of the verbs in the brackets. Yeah, and when you have not here, the same happens with others. No incluyeron aquí el verbo have, pero también es el verbo have. Entonces sería I haven't had breakfast yet. ¿No? So do the rest, please, and check your answers. And then it will give you your score. Yeah, and it will give you the correct answers. So we're gonna spend 7 minutes, so it's 7:20, 7:27. You supposedly have finished exercise 3 and 4, and you can go back to the explanation if you wish to do that. Okay, I'll be here. Answers, no? Whenever you have time, also you can look for any other grammatical point. Yeah, here on this side. Past simple, present simple, whatever you would like. Yeah, and then you have activities here where you can review your grammar. Yeah, review your grammar and things like that. Okay, so let's go back to our book, please. Okay, talking about review in this activity, tense revision, Lexi is talking about her trip. Read about what she says and put the brackets in the correct tense. Here it is all the tenses. Yeah, present simple, present continuous, going to, past simple, and future with present continuous or with going to, or present perfect as well, present perfect as well. Yeah. So before we do this exercise, let's talk about the tenses for a bit. Yeah. Let me open a Word document so we can revise here. So first we start with past. So past simple. When do we use past simple? With completed actions. Things happen in a certain point in the past. Here, depending on the tense, depending on the verb, it can be regular or irregular, no? And the auxiliary in negative and questions is did or didn't. Yeah. Vice versa, no? For negative, did or did for questions. And depending on the verbs, it is going to be different. The expressions that they use, last, ago, in, yesterday, all these expressions, whenever you see them, whenever they are there, it's going to be past simple. Yeah, it's going to be past simple. Don't forget that. It's gonna know this color. What about present simple? Present simple, when we talk about routines, when we talk about facts, that means information about the person. Yeah. When we talk about general truths, yeah, general truths like you know, sometimes it rains in May. And remember, for he, she, it, the verb must be conjugated, so must be with s or es. This is only for positive sentences, because sometimes I've noticed that when you speak or when you write, you forget about this. Yeah, positive sentences, no? Super important to remember this part. S or es, the verb must act. The auxiliary, in this case, it varies. It could be do, does, for questions. And for negative, don't, and doesn't. These are the auxiliaries for questions, no? Negative. Mhm. Mhm. For he, I, you, he, I, perdón, I, we, and they. You, I, you. The verb must be in infinitive. That means no conjugation. Positive sentences. In positive sentences. Mhm. This is present simple. Don't forget the expressions that we can find here. It could be always, sometimes, never. Mhm. Always, sometimes, never, usually, often, every weekend, every day, etc. So those are the expressions that we can find in present. This is easier if you identify. If you identify this expression, it's going to be easier for you guys. Mhm. Okay, then we have present continuous. Present continuous. When we talk about things happening at the moment, describing people, situations, etc. Yeah, and also for future plans. Yeah. How do we form the present perfect verb to be? Is or are. Plus the verb must follow ing form. Yeah. Plus complement. Always ing and always verb to be porque se lo comen o se les olvida decirlo o escribirlo. Ya no debería de pasar in 8.2.1. Yeah, you have to forget about that because you're about to enter 8.2. The next level, you shouldn't have these mistakes. No. What expressions can we find in present continuous? Now, at the moment, right now, tomorrow, next, etc. All these expressions, you can find them in present continuous.
Teacher, I have a question.
Yeah.
Acerca de futuro, planes a futuro es como un futuro cercano, no puede ser tan lejano.
Yeah, it's a plan. What are you doing tomorrow? I am going to the doctor. I am visiting my granny in Mexico City. We are having dinner in a very nice restaurant tomorrow. So yeah, close
But
future. There is no difference between going to present continuous. The only difference is just the structure, but it's the same, ¿no? Se puede decir que es things happening very close to the future, no? Pero like something that you can change and it has a date, ¿no? Tiene una fecha, ¿no? Ujú.
Okay, thank you.
Yes, no problem. Y hablando de eso, future with going to, ¿no? Más o menos la estructura se parece de going to del present continuous because it has the verb to be, ¿no? Tiene el verb to be. Ujú. When do we use future for plans, predictions, based on facts? So look at the clouds. It's not going to rain today. It's not going to rain today. Yeah, that refers to the predictions based on facts, intentions. I'm going to pass the exam. It's an intention. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, more or less it's the same verb to be. Yeah, but in this case, just I keep going. Going to plus an infinitive verb.
Teacher,
Yeah, yes, sir.
these systems van a venir en el examen el
These tenses, probably there's going
temas.
to be an activity. Probably there is going to be an activity of putting the correct tense, no? So that's why I am explaining.
Is the exam in Friday, correct?
Thursday. Lo más seguro es Thursday and Friday. Ujú. Or Friday. Yo les aviso el miércoles. I'm going to let you know on Wednesday, okay?
This week?
Yeah, this week. Because next week you have the other exams. If you pass the CAT. Okay, so that is the structure. When do we know that is tomorrow, next year, next month, in 2 weeks time, etc. Yeah. So this is how we know that it is future. And finally, the most important in this unit, present perfect. So when do we use present perfect? We use when we talk about experiences with no time expressions. Experiences in life with no time expressions. An activity which started in the past and continues until present. ¿Vale? Recent actions without saying a specific time. Recent actions without saying a specific time. And you know that here, instead of the verb have, yeah, have or has. I am so slow, so sorry. Or has plus the verb in past participle. Have, has, haven't, hasn't, also the negative, hasn't, haven't. Here, not only that. How do we know that it is present perfect? So because of the expression just, already, yet, ever, recently, what else? Yeah, so it is that. No, those are the most common ones, no? So that's when we say. Okay, so this is a review, so you can identify when to use each structure. Okay, I'm going to share this with you. I'm going to share this with you in a moment. So after class, so you can have it, because probably there is going to be a similar exercise. Okay, so let's read together here. I am really the first part and the last part. I am really excited about my trip to Europe. I not travel much outside Australia before. Aquí tenemos before, entonces aquí vamos a poner otra expresión para present perfect, que es before. Entonces, I haven't, y el verbo travel much outside Australia. Yeah, I haven't traveled much outside Australia. Ok, les ayudo con otra más. 2 years ago, ya tenemos ago. De acuerdo aquí nuestra lista, ¿qué estructura usa ago?
Past simple.
Past simple. Entonces, what is the past of go?
When.
Last year, 2 years ago, I went. ¿Ya vieron que es más fácil? If you identify. Sometimes there are time expressions, but sometimes the context will tell you if it's present simple, if it's past, present perfect, present continuous, or future with going to. Okay, so do the rest, try to do the rest. I'll play the listening in 3 minutes, ¿vale? En 3 minutos pongo el listening. Tratando de contestarlo, please, on your book. Mañana sí o sí su micrófono porque vamos a practicar lo que no hemos practicado. Va a ser el último día de práctica oral. Ya. Sobre todo present perfect. Ya. Sí o sí your microphone.
Teacher,
I'm here.
can you share the explanation in Word?
In?
In
Yeah,
WhatsApp?
I'm going to share it.
Thank you, teacher.
Yeah. Listen and check your answers, guys.
12.6 Europe, here we come.
I'm really excited about my trip to Europe. I haven't travelled much outside Australia before. Just once, 2 years ago, when I went on holiday to Bali with my family. But I've never been to Europe or the US. I often travel inside Australia. Last year, I flew to Perth to visit my cousin who lives there. It's a 5-hour flight from Sydney, where I live. Australia's a big country. Also, I've been up to Cairns in the north 3 times. I learned to scuba dive there on the Great Barrier Reef. We've just finished packing. The taxi hasn't arrived yet. We're waiting for it to take us to the airport. I've never flown on a 747 before. It's a very long flight. It takes 20 hours to get to Rome, but I'm not going to sleep on the journey. I'm going to watch films all the way. It's so exciting. I can't wait.
One more time, guys, and tomorrow we check answers.
12.6 Europe, here we come.
I'm really excited about my trip to Europe. I haven't travelled much outside Australia before. Just once, 2 years ago, when I went on holiday to Bali with my family. But I've never been to Europe or the US. I often travel inside Australia. Last year, I flew to Perth to visit my cousin who lives there. It's a 5-hour flight from Sydney, where I live. Australia's a big country. Also, I've been up to Cairns in the north 3 times. I learned to scuba dive there on the Great Barrier Reef. We've just finished packing. The taxi hasn't arrived yet. We're waiting for it to take us to the airport. I've never flown on a 747 before. It's a very long flight. It takes 20 hours to get to Rome, but I'm not going to sleep on the journey.